Hi there YouTubers, this is Nick's user 1980 and I have in front of me the lovely Netrunner. So anyway, this is my first time trying Netrunner, so I thought, well, let's have a look at the website. Regardless, I would have had a look anyway for your benefit. Well, let's have a look at what is Netrunner. So it looks like they've got two versions here. We've got a standard release and a rolling release, which is kind of cool. The standard release is based on Debian package management, Kubuntu, and the rolling release is based on Arch package management, but however packages come from Manjaro. Manjaro is a distribution that I have not yet tried, but I'll be taking a look at in the near future. They use the Plasma desktop, and I'd like to take you through that. It's quite attractive. So, one of the things I noticed is when I first went to the start menu here, we've got this kind of what I almost think is a GNOME shell-esque display of the applications menu over here, and the ability to take a look at the applications in the center here. We have some favorites over here. Just for the kicks, let's try and add this here, and it works a treat. I just added it to favorites, very nice. So I also found that by pressing the super key, which some people would like to call the Windows key, however let's refrain from that and call it the super or mod key, we get the menu up as well. Let's take a look at some of the applications here. So let's look at the games. Okay, so they've got a what seems to be a reasonably wide selection of games, most of which I haven't played, except I've played old versions like this Breakout here. I would have played that on the Atari 2600 back in the day. We have the K-Mines too, which is going to be a clone. Let's have a look at that as well. Let's have a clone of our favourite Mine game of that operating system we won't mention right now. K-Patience, let's take a look at that. Okay, so we've got quite a number of Patience style games. Where's that classic one? This is somewhat confusing to me. I don't know all these games, but maybe I'm looking for one that's probably got 4 placeholders. No, it's not Grandfather. Simple Simon. Maybe it's Simple Simon. I was looking for the deck. Anyway, this is not a review or overview of a solitaire game, so let's move on. Snake Duel. Let's have a look at that. Any of the direction keys. I'm being a bit of a numpty there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Right. Well, I see. It's probably to try and block off our little friend. Oh, I died. Anyway, that's cool. So they got a number of games there, which I think is cool, but one of the clear things is that it's going to be a bit of a winner for some people is Steam is installed out of the box. On some distributions, installing Steam can actually be a tiny bit of a pitter, as it has some libraries that occasionally conflict. And that's going to probably take about 120 meg download or something like that, I think. So, I wonder if I open it. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. So let's double click. It's one of those funny things that if you try and open it, it brings up the desktop file. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Let's see if Steam plays dice. And not at the moment. We'll see, we'll come back to that. So in the graphics, we've got the GIMP, the Gwen view, which is our little photo viewing tool. We've got the Carbon, which is very good for those line art style SVG stuff. We've got Krita, which is a bit of a paint on steroids. Scan Light, let's have a look at that. Looking for devices, I don't have a scanner, so it's not going to come up. Alternatives include Simple Scan, and another one is Xzone. You might want to take a look at that sometime. Yep, so basically it's using the same backend anyway. Not same as in identical, sane as in insane or sane. So yeah, cool. Spectacle, take a screenshot. Yeah, That's pretty cool. It's going to be a bit of a quick overview anyway, I think, because we've kind of seen these applications before in recent ones. Conversation. Pigeon's a GDK application, so kind of a little bit interesting to see that amongst it all. Let's go into Google Talk, and let's user 980, put the password in. Once again, please do not try to log into my account and guess my password. Let's go add. Let's see, plays the game. This is actually good because it also has a little cousin called Finch, which you can use in the command line. Pretty much has most of the functionality. In fact, I've had the Steam plugin working on the command line version before, if I remember correctly. So it's not bad. So anyway, something to look at if you like chatting the old-fashioned way and not through a web app. It still sits here in the tray, but we can just quit that just now. What else have we got? We've got transmission, but there's Q transmission. Okay, so transmission using Qt. Now, I haven't seen this before, but I suspect all is fairly normal. Transmission, but it's using Qt by the looks of it, which is kind of good. Which is kind of cute, I should have said. Kind of amusing. Lol for some. But yeah, I like transmission, but recently you might recall that they had a bit of a drama. A little bit of a drama on the with the malware in the Mac version of it, and basically, yeah, ransomware being installed on people's Macs. Not a good look. We have as well Skype. Now, Skype's a funny beast. Apparently Skype for Linux has been having a little bit of drama with the Microsoft crowd not updating it to make it compatible with their latest clients on the other operating systems, so not working too well apparently, I believe. I don't remember my Skype details, I don't use it, so I'm not going to do that right now. Telepathy. Now, telepathy, that should be the framework for instant messenger, which it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's do that. That's great. Google. Okay. That didn't do anything. Nah. Account, no. This is starting to get a little bit bothersome. I might just close it and start it again. What's that? Quit Skype. That looked a bit ugly too. And let's get rid of transmission as well. Let's just try and get that telepathy up again. Yes. Great. Oh, then it finally does something. That's a little deceiving. So, a little bit strange. Now, telepathy is the instant messenger framework, so calling the instant messenger itself, that is a little odd. Oh, KDE online account. Okay. Well, should probably have a look at that. I don't really like that it's going to do that, so I'm going to deny it at this point. It's too much. Too much too soon. Yeah, get out of here. I have to kill it. Alright, so while we're at it, we might as well show you this little feature here, which says I can do a little terminal emulator from the top. Yakasake or something like that. Let me have a look at that. What is that one? I have to find that out. Anyway. Good old telepathy. Yes. Well, I guess it's not going to tell me. Meh. Meh to that. No idea. So, when in doubt, xkill. No xkill? Oh, well, that's going to be annoying. Might as well show you that we can use Pac-Man in this. No dramas using that. What do we, yeah, xkill. So, I do have a, because it's a rolling release, there are a large, oh, no xkill. Fair enough. Well, I don't know where xkill comes from, so it looks like we're going to have to put up with this for a little bit. Let's cancel. Oh, it's getting rid of it anyway. Great. So moving right along. Yeah, so you got the telepathy there. We've got the normal suspects like Thunderbird and Firefox. Love using those guys. Audacious. Okay, let's have a look at that. So you can. That's got like the little Winamp appearance, I think. It's sort of looking a bit like Winamp. So you manage your music collection if you want to. What's this? Cantana. So look at here. So it looks like it's another music. Very fresh database. Alright. Looks like we can just add some stations, radio stations. Let's load this. Okay. 90s. Adult contemporary. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just feel like I'm just roaming around aimlessly. Africa. And finally we get to a song. Let's just play that. Yep. Okay. Okay, I can assure you that it sounds pretty good, and nice to have internet radio stuff going on, or internet streaming of stuff. G browser. Now I have not heard of that before. Another music player of some sort. Okay, but this time it's local, not focusing so much on the internet stuff, so fine. So look at that. G browser, so not part of the GNU project or anything like that. For large collections, okay, so clearly this is for where you got 10,000 songs or something like that, and yeah, you want to have a look at that through there. What else we got? We got the handbrake, which I use FFmpeg for my transcoding, and I'm going to transcode this video using FFmpeg after it's recorded and finished. In fact, it's recording through FFmpeg right now. So yeah, you could use that if you want to. Let's have a look at handbrake. Sometimes handbrake's a little difficult to compile on some systems, I've found in the past. Yeah, so but it does have all the bells and whistles, so you can do a lot there with that handbrake. So I suggest if you're not really comfortable with using FFmpeg on the command line, and this has got handbrake there by default, so therefore take a look. Let's have a look at this. You can see that version there. Seems to be reasonably up to date. Very good. Back to multimedia. Kdenlive. Actually, no, let's go Komoso. I don't even know what Komoso is. Okay. Presumably for taking for taking photographs on your computer, probably using a webcam or something. Kdenlive, great for if you're trying to do some complicated video editing. You can see that. Again, my video editing requirements are very, very simple, but this is kind of useful. It's got a bit of a multimedia flavor to this distro. So, as I say, Kdenlive a little bit unstable sometimes, but hey, you could use it if you really wanted to. So, very, very cool. Pulse audio volume controller. That's some. Whoa. Don't know if you can still hear me. That's great news. So what happened there is I just hit on the pulse audio volume control and it dropped my volume automatically. Don't really like that. It's one of the reasons why I do not like pulse audio and I avoid it. I don't have it on my LFS system. Speaking of LFS, actually, while we're in this, LFS has just had a major release, a minor release I should call it, 7.9. Take a look on Distro Watch, take a look on linuxfromscratch.org. But anyway, moving on, I'm going to have a big compile time probably this weekend or the next, reinstalling my system. as there is no upgrade path from Linux from scratch from one version to another. Anyway, moving on. VLC. Let's have a look at that. And we have a new version there. I thought we were up to 2.2.1, but it looks like we do have a new version there. I'm a little behind on the times. But this fits in. VLC fits in very nicely with KDE because it's a cute application and its theming fits in right in there. VLC, unfortunately, over the last couple of years, I found a few issues with the way it plays video. A few artifacts and things like that when it does play. But hey, it is and remains the Swiss Army knife. Think of other tools though. There's the MPlayer, which by default does not have a GUI. There's MPV, which is a derivative of MPlayer and MPlayer 2. And seeing as it also has a few additional features. One of them is that it has the ability to use the Lua library, and in doing so ends up with a nice little overlay GUI on the main video screen. Of course, you can run it without the GUI if you want to, and then it behaves pretty much like normal MPlayer with some minor changes. But anyway, VLC is the Swiss Army knife, and there are other options out there. However, moving right along again, a Voco screen. Never heard of that. What is this? It looks like it's some sort of screen recording tool. It's kind of redundant for me, but hey, you can use it, and it is using FFmpeg. I just use a simple script that I made. So, as I said, I've shown you that script before. You can take a look on GitHub if you want to. We have the usual suspects for the Office stuff. One of the things that you might find here interesting is LibreOffice Math. Now, LibreOffice Math is where you've got those nasty little equations that are very hard to typeset usually. Well, LibreOffice Math can help you out with that. Take a look. But we do have LibreOffice. While we're here, I just thought I might make mention too that LibreOffice, and these are nice icon themes, that it's kind of tightly integrated with KDE, isn't it? One of the things that you can do actually is connect base to databases. If you've got the Postgres, for example, or MySQL drivers, you can actually connect nicely to your server that has the database daemon running on it. So you can actually create forms and queries against it, and query to your heart's content, extract that data. Next, what do we have? Okay, we're just moving into the fairly boring area. I've installed IST. I had to do that because that came with IST. I beg your pardon, it was actually on Debian earlier that I was installing IST and OpenJDK for my Java capabilities. But yeah, pretty much that's it. You get to the other regular stuff that you can expect. It does have an update manager, and it will tell me there was something like 151 or so applications. Maybe it's more than that. Just give that a tick to do its thing. What's this here? Ah, there it is. 151 packages to update. I was right. So, and here it's telling us that there are lots of little updates to do, and you would expect that of a rolling release. So, let's have a look at the overall package. Well, Steam didn't work by default. I tried it, and it didn't work, which is kind of disappointing because Steam's one of those little tricky packages to package, and if you can make it easy for the user to use their Steam, then that's a really good result. I am, of course, using the normal Radeon free software driver, which uses proprietary firmware to do its business on kernel mode setting and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that to interfere too much with Steam, but it could very well be doing that. So let's take a look at that and actually confirm that that's the case. So let's run console, and let's run Steam, and you see here it is actually that old issue. I've shown how to fix that before. Take a look at the video regarding that. You can fix this issue quite easily by removing the references to glibc, I think it is, or libc. Lib standard C++. So I'm not going to repeat that here, but yeah. So it's kind of disappointing that they haven't done that obvious fix to make that integrate very well with this system when running the Radeon SI driver, which I should reiterate is actually perfectly adequate for most moderate gaming needs. So yeah, how do I feel about this? Well, I think it's not too bad. It's actually visually a delight. It does have different wallpapers and things that I can choose from that are, you know, kind of zany and interesting to that more mundane and advertising style. But yeah, it's an attractive distribution. I love the icon set that they use here. It seems to me that with LibreOffice, they use some pretty decent integration, so it doesn't look out of place with KDE at all. Really, really cool. Happy with that. Totally integrates well. So yeah, I'd give this distribution, based on the fact that it's running on a rolling release, probably not my style of thing, running on a rolling release all the time, and it doesn't seem to be a 2-tier. It could be a 2-tier. Didn't say that. It just says it runs on Manjaro, so I'd have to find out about Manjaro's repositories to know about that. But it is a I think that for some people it will be a pretty useful distro. There's still going to be a little bit of bug finding, fault finding that you're going to need to do for yourself. So I'm going to give this a sort of 7.5. I think they are aiming for a relatively... I mean, I didn't find the installer hard or anything like that. It's pretty clear that they're trying to aim for a market that can somewhat handhold themselves rather than needing other people to help them out all the time or have it completely work seamlessly out of the box. So yeah, I'd give this probably a 7.5, maybe even an 8. But yeah, there are going to be a few rough edges here, a little bit of a rough ride, and you're going to have to pull your sleeves up and have a bit of a go under the hood if you want to get things like Steam running out of the box. One thing that I thought was really, really cool, and I love it with these sort of overlay menus, and I like it, for example, with i3 when I use D menu, but this little guy here, the Yaku RK, is really, really cool. Integrates with F12. You just press F12 and then you can start doing commands and get rid of it as well. I wonder, actually, interesting, if I press Control D if it goes away. It does. Yep, cool. So yeah, it is very, very cool. Very cool distribution. So I recommend you have a go at it if you're looking for a rolling release and don't want to try the Gentoo's or the Arch Linuxes of the world. You want to try to do things a little bit more user friendly. So yeah, give it a try. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me. I hope you have a good thing, whatever you're having, and we'll see you next time with another video. Hopefully this time maybe on something technical. It's been a while since I've done something on the sorting routines, although I don't get the views. Anyway, guys, good night.